The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands.
Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty went from being one of the fastest growing rappers to committing an armed robbery in a green McLaren to then flexing the McLaren on Instagram 2 hours later, leading into his arrest. However, his current jail situation went viral online when rappers began hating on Shiesty for allegedly snitching, as when he was arrested he created what's known as a proffer deal with the feds. But many rappers looked at it as snitching, leading into Big 30 having to defend his best friend.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no red.
When rappers started calling him out for snitching, Pooh Shiesty would call them all out from his jail cell. But to understand the message he gave and when his release date is, you first need to learn how Shiesty allegedly snitched and why he was arrested. As DJ Academics would explain Pooh Shiesty's current jail situation, as he's currently living better than most Americans.
But salute to Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right. You know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 watches, not even 1.
This isn't normal for somebody that just committed serious charges like he did. As in the original crime documents, it begins with Shiesty and his best friend setting up a meet for high-end sneakers as well as narcotics. As Pooh Shiesty met the seller on Instagram DMs, and they agreed on a meet inside of a parking lot across the street from a police station. Pooh Shiesty is seen arriving to the meet driving a bright green McLaren. Awaiting the seller's arrival, Shiesty and his boy created a plan to rather steal the items than pay for them. As once the seller arrived, he gave Shiesty the sneakers. Doing a legit check on the pair of sneakers would end up giving his boy enough time to get into position for what was about to go down. Shiesty would begin negotiating on a price for the goods, which then resulted in an argument between him and the seller. This was, however, until Shiesty was seen grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband. You then see the 2 men start sprinting away, trying to jump behind their car for cover, but sadly they weren't quick enough. Shiesty would end up using his firearm, connecting to both of them, hitting one in the hip and hitting one in the backside. While Shiesty was handling the 2 sellers, his best friend was in charge of grabbing the sneakers and narcotics from out of their vehicle. He would end up grabbing all of the goods, throwing it inside of the McLaren, and sprinting to the passenger side. Meanwhile, Pooh Shiesty is making sure his job is done before sprinting to the driver's side of the car. He would open his McLaren door. This vehicle had butterfly doors, meaning the car door goes upwards. While being in a rush, hearing nearby police sirens, he wouldn't even realize he just dropped a Louis Vuitton bag from out of his side door pocket. This bag fell onto the parking lot. It had $40,912 in cash on the inside, and it played a huge role in the evidence against Shiesty, but more on that later. As Shiesty would drive straight to the closest Miami airport, he would rent out a private jet, and he flew straight out of Miami, Florida. While in the air, in the private jet, he would then post photos to his Instagram flexing the all-green McLaren. Shiesty would then be arrested in the following days due to his actions.
The town of Bay Harbor Islands says you're wanted with a. He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the 2 left the state in a private jet.
Once he was booked into jail, he was quickly bonded out for $30,000 by Gucci Mane. After being on bond for a few months, he would then be officially arrested and sentenced.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here, or is it? I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
Right. Have you had a chance to review?
Yes, Judge, we have.
Fast forward a few weeks, DJ Academics would then tweet, breaking, Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years. As the Memphis rapper was officially sentenced, 63 months for firearm charges and robberies extremely low. Even DJ Academics revealed on stream that he's almost released, and no one could even believe it.
And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, you know, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying, clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years.
As he is being released early for one specific reason. Shiesty created a proffer deal with the feds. A proffer deal is when the criminal proves additional detailed information to the feds relating to the offense for which immunity, or in this case, a lesser sentence, is granted. Now, Shiesty used a proffer deal to have his charges of 8 years to life in prison dropped in exchange for 63 months. This is why we're seeing rappers call out Shiesty for working with the feds, as they all believe Shiesty snitched on his boy that was with him during the crime. However, if you read the official court documents, it reveals that Shiesty only gave information on himself, and he had to write to the judge the 3 mistakes that he made. That way, he has a lesser chance of committing a serious crime again. As Shiesty would outline the massive mistakes that he made in this crime, and I was able to get them from the official police report. The first mistake Shiesty wrote out is that he committed an armed robbery right beside a police station. The footage you see here is recorded from police station cameras across the street. Once the sound of firearms in the area were heard, several police cars turned on and their sirens were loud. They began driving, which led to Shiesty leaving the parking lot as fast as he could. With law enforcement knowing exactly the location of the armed robbery, it didn't take them long to just look through the recording tapes from the video camera across the street. Also, with the police arriving as fast as they did, they are the ones that picked up the Louis Vuitton bag, giving Shiesty 0 time to get the bag back. Now, the feds already had an idea of who committed the robbery due to the third mistake, but the second mistake Shiesty wrote was that he didn't pick up the Louis Vuitton duffel bag. This bag with $40,912 in cash played a major role. On Shiesty's Instagram, there's photos of him stretching many $100 bills across of his body. The feds downloaded these photos and zoomed in on the picture. They were able to see the serial number on the bills, and with creative police work, they noticed that the photos with the serial bill, they ended up matching the bills on the inside of the Louis Vuitton bag, making it a perfect match to know whose Louis V bag this truly was. This would then lead into the biggest mistake of them all. Pooh Shiesty posted a selfie with the all-green McLaren that he just committed an armed robbery in 2 hours after the crime. Yes, that is not a joke. Shiesty took these photos here, posting it while on the private jet, flexing the all-green McLaren. This would end up going viral on social media, and it wouldn't even be a year later while he's in prison where Shiesty's team would capitalize on the viral and end up releasing a music video titled Gone MIA, flexing the green McLaren again. However, rappers continued calling Shiesty a snitch. This caused him to receive a bad rep in the game, even leading into Shiesty in jail sending out a message to everyone hating. He would first call out the ops that are disrespecting him. It goes and reads, King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary, aka a bad place, where they say I can't go, jailing no telling, I still remain untouched. Millions still in double digits, tell Google to fix my net worth, we can verify that right now. I'm locked up, not messed up, I'm 21, up 8 figures, Jay-Z can't even relate to my money. I put on for the CG stuff every day, twice on Sundays, and I'm on the same stuff from Tokyo to Tennessee. I'm not gonna go fed to start getting scared, and no one's never played with me free or in jail. I'm still the man of Memphis, still the king no matter what jungle. You can't even beat me at crawling backwards, and you're gonna have to get your hand and stick game up before you could do something. Stop playing with me so much. For my fans, supporters, and loved ones holding it down every day, keep keeping it solid, and I promise it won't go unnoticed. I see everything, and I got something special for you all. The rest of you guys are done. Keep hating, false advertising, and counting me out. I'm gonna go 100% on you. As many people have started sleeping on Pooh Shiesty since he's been arrested. However, it's important to hear an interview that he did just before getting locked up to show you what kind of man Shiesty is.
Really, when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy. And folks start saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
Said my first verse.